come to all you people who've got planets, an ascendant in Scorpio, or a sun in Scorpio, or a moon, or maybe a stellium in Scorpio, having a couple of planets there, maybe Mercury, Mars, Venus, whatever. This is your horoscope in general for February 2013. And there are a couple of things that are very interesting. And for you Scorpios, it's again you are a water sign and you like the depths of life, and it's going to be a month like that, I think. Let's start with Mercury. Mercury is going retrograde. So Mercury, as from the 7th of, Mercury at the beginning of the month, so the first couple of days, a day or 3, 4, Mercury is going into a filial water sign in Pisces. And that is going retrograde again. So it's only going to be a couple of days in Pisces. It's going to bump into Neptune, which is a bit misty. And maybe if you feel a bit misty considering your self-expression, or maybe on a romantic level, don't bother, because it's just those couple of days. And then it goes retrograde for the rest of the month, actually up until mid-March in your 4th house. That's quite a while. The sun is in there as well during the first half of the month. So there is a highlighting of your 4th house. And I think Scorpios who have an understanding that our foundations are so important, our roots are very important to be a strong person. And Scorpio is always associated with strength. And so I think, therefore, I think the Mercury retrograde, which is often annoying for some people, it's not going to be the case for you. Because if there is a sign that understands that things need to go slow, it's you. I find Scorpios having tremendous amount of, or people who have planets there, a tremendous amount of patience. And they have this strategy, whether it is a Mars in Scorpio, whether it's Venus or a sun or a moon, they do have that patience. And that's the best way to work with a Mercury retrograde, because a Mercury retrograde always means that there is slowing down of a certain area of your life, in this case your 4th house, and I'll explain in a minute what that is. But it means that you need to go a bit slower, and you need to step aside and look at yourself, at what is happening at the moment on an intellectual level, on a thinking level. So, and that will benefit you afterwards. So there's a lot of signs, especially the fire signs, they don't get that. They want to proceed and they want to go further. And you, as a Scorpio, I think, do understand that sometimes we need those times. And so it's in your 4th house. It means that it can mean different scenarios. First of all, it can mean that you want to get in touch with relatives and to understand yourself better, and you want to connect with them, or maybe brothers and sisters, because Mercury is the significator of brothers and sisters. So maybe you're going to reconnect with them as well, and you need to explore that. You need to communicate with them in order to understand yourself better. Or family members especially from father's side, that you can connect or reconnect with, and that will have a good effect on you. You will have a bigger understanding again of yourself, because the 4th house is the most deepest point. It's the deepest point of the horoscope. So it's also the point that people don't see, who don't know you. And so there's a lot of work going on the inside with you, a lot of work here, thinking about who you are. And Scorpios really like that, I think, in general. For other people, it could mean that they are thinking of moving. thinking of going to other places, or maybe temporary, but it's thinking about your house, or thinking about maybe renovating your house, or making differences, or whatever. Could be the case as well. It can also mean that you are going to think about your childhood, and so more on a psychological level, or maybe you're going to review your albums of when you were younger, and so you're going to have memories, and that there is something going on there. So a lot of deep inner thinking, I think. So that is good. I don't think this Mercury retrograde is going to affect negatively the Scorpios. Now, another thing that is very interesting and that suits a bit this energy is the North Node. Normally I wouldn't mention that, the North Node, because it's such a general thing, but it shifts into another sign, from your sign into your 12th house, and it's not only the shift, it's also the Mars, your ruler, actually connecting with that North Node. That is a very meaningful aspect, and I'm sure that especially a Scorpio rising sign will feel that, because it means the following. The North Node, and again it wants to mean it's happening at the end of February, and it means it gives you a little bit of a sneak preview how the rest of 2014 is going to be. So whatever happens there, the end of February, it's going to be a theme for the whole year. And so what is that? All this energy of North Node in Libra conjuncting your ruler Mars at the end of the month, and also a bit in March actually, and being in that place. What does it mean? Well, the North Node is always where we need to go. We need to go where the North Node is, and that is, I mean, in development, in growth, and we have an opportunity to grow a bit more faster than usual. It also shows it's an area of life that we are not good at yet. So of course it's a transit, you know, it's not in a natal chart. So it means that there's going to be an emphasis on a certain area of your life that needs improvement. And for you it's the 12th house. So I'm not saying that you're having a bad 12th house or anything, but I'm just saying that there is a highlight towards that 12th house, where already Mars is in, as from December, I think. Yeah. December? Yeah. December. And it's going to be there for the half of the year of 2014. So there's already an emphasis on your 12th house, which is a very hidden house, which is the house of old patterns, which is the house of the blind spots that we have, that other people see and that we don't see them. So it's a huge opportunity for Scorpios to encounter themselves again. I keep on repeating this because it's not because I want to, but it's just reflected in those positions of the planets. So there is the North Node is where we're heading at, what we need to develop more, where we're not that good at yet, and Mars is going to intensify it during that last week. It's going to be almost a bit of an obsessive nature. And if you do have some planets in Scorpio, I do have planets in Scorpio myself, Venus and my ruler, and so people who do have planets in Scorpio understand that sometimes we need an obsession to break something, to break an old pattern, and to rise above and to transform. And that is something that's going to happen with you, because Mars is the desire. When it's in the 12th house, it's a very strong desire to know yourself better, and it's a huge mirror that is going on with you. So you're going to see a lot more sides of yourself, and I think, you know, most signs would have trouble with that. Most signs would think, yuck, I don't want to, and I'm gonna run away from it. But you don't want to run away from that. And so you're going to see it as an opportunity, as, oh, okay, this is not maybe the easiest thing or the easiest week, that last week, but it's definitely going to show you little pieces of yourself, maybe old pieces of yourself that you need to get rid of. That has to do with maybe those old family patterns, because there's such an emphasis on your 4th house as well. So deep, interesting stuff for the Scorpios again. And the last thing I want to mention is the trine between Jupiter and Chiron. So Jupiter is in the fellow water sign of Pisces. That is your 9th house. And what I meant, no, that's not your 9th house. It's your 5th house. But it's connected to your 9th house with Chiron there. So what does it mean? It means for all of us, there's opportunity to heal, and there's opportunity to understand our wounds better and to learn from them, because it's Jupiter, to give it much more meaning and understanding. Understanding because it's in your 9th house, and the 9th house is the house of knowledge, and the 5th house is your creative house. It's how you show yourself, how you express yourself towards everything, you know, in romance, in your work, how you express who you really are deep down inside of you. So there's some, with doing that maybe, some wounds can be healed because there is knowledge coming in from higher knowledge, maybe a book, maybe you feel very connected to the universe, to your higher self, or if you believe in God, to God. And that helps you in healing yourself when it comes to your self-expression. So nice month, I think, and I hope it will be for you. If you are interested in a bit more information about Chiron, I have made a couple of videos about Chiron, and you can check out my YouTube channel. You just click on my YouTube channel, you click on the playlists, and you will see there Chiron. So check that out. If you want a reading, check that out as well. Do so. And I wish you all the best for the month of February, and see you next month. Bye bye.